Good morning, everybody. This is Rhonda with Dandy Finds. I hope you're having a good morning. I just wanted to hop on and talk to you about a couple of things that have been on my mind this week. In my last video, I talked about how my health has been kind of evening out, and that didn't have anything to do with my diet and weight. But today, that's kind of what I'm going to touch on. For example, I've already had a couple of cups of coffee, but I have my coffee cup here, purchased at Waffle House, by the way. We did not take this on the sly, but it's full of water and not coffee. So that's one good thing I've done for myself this morning. And the reason all this is coming up is because every so often, for me, I seemingly out of nowhere begin to put on pounds. And that's what's happened recently. So what I'm trying to do is think of ways that I can get those back down without causing too much disruption, because losing weight is a difficult thing to do, and we have to think of small strategies and little steps in order to be successful. So those are the things I've been thinking about this week. So today, one of the things that I've done is obviously I'm drinking a cup of water and am going to try to increase my hydration for the day. And I've already taken a little walk. It's still a little bit dark outside, but I asked Randy if he'd go with me, and he did. And we took the dog, and I just walked out the road and back. Don't know that I'm going to do that every day, but it felt good to get out in this newly cool weather and just take a little stroll. So that's a couple of things that I've done for myself today already. Really one of the reasons that I hopped on here is I wanted to share with you something that I learned recently, and it's something that I didn't know. And if you didn't, I'm going to share it with you. I love mushrooms, and my family, well, Randy in particular, does not. And so sometimes I'd love to cook with mushrooms in my portion of whatever I'm making. But as you well know, they're very perishable. And so I've tried buying them and keeping them in the refrigerator in the original container. I've tried putting them in paper bags, and a lot of times they just go no matter what you do. So I was trying to think of a way to have mushrooms on hand whenever I wanted them. And so I just did a little Googling. And did you know that you can actually freeze mushrooms in small batches to be on hand whenever you need them? I had not even considered this. And so I had a little container of mushrooms that I bought last week, and I decided to give it a try. So this is what I did. I always cook, or most of the time, I'll cook with butter or a mix of butter and oil. And I've been using avocado oil lately because I think it's probably a little healthier. So I cooked the mushrooms in a little butter and a little avocado oil. And I think the next time I won't cook them all the way, but I cook them most of the way this time. And so here's the trick. What you want to do is you want to spread them out on a plate or something and let them cool completely, because you're cooking them. As you know, mushrooms have a lot of moisture in them. And so you want to cook them to get a lot of that moisture out, because if you leave moisture in there and you put them in the freezer, it's going to freeze into crystals and it won't be a good thing. So number one, cook them and get a lot of the moisture out that way. Put them on towels to dry them and bring them to room temperature. You just want to cool them down completely. And then what I did is I took 3 sandwich bags and I portioned them out, squeezed all the air out, and then I put those sandwich bags in individuals and put them in a larger bag and stuck them in the freezer. So I left them there for a day or two just to see what would happen. And then the other morning, I was cooking some scrambled eggs, and I thought, oh, wouldn't these be good with mushrooms? And so I pulled one of those containers out, and I put the mushrooms on a paper towel. I think I stuck them in the microwave for like just a few seconds to thaw them out a little bit. And then I patted them dry, and then I cooked them with my eggs, and they tasted like absolute fresh mushrooms. And so that is my trick of the day, is telling you that you can freeze mushrooms and they won't get all crystallized and yucky and soggy. And you can use them in eggs or soups or whatever you want to use them in. And for me, that's a good thing. So I want to credit Amanda Clayton here, because she did a Facebook post and she referenced a book, and she said it was inspiration for her. And I went over and looked at the book. It was a little technical, so I don't know that I would read the book, but I went over to the doctor's Instagram page and just started scrolling through and things that he suggested. And it's just common sense. Living healthy is just common sense. You move, you hydrate, you eat lean meats, you try to cut out your sugar, which is my biggest hurdle to get over. I crave sugar. And so I'm trying to come up with some strategies to help with that too, because that's the biggest thing for me. I love my sweets. I'm a dessert first kind of girl. Um, but in walking and lifting weights. And so as I get older, uh, and I talked about that in the last video, I am beginning to age finally. And so, yeah, I'm thinking about making more healthy choices. And so drinking water, exercising, lifting weights, and eating lots and lots of vegetables is going to be my new strategy. So that's what's on my mind today. So it was good to talk to you. I hope you're going to have a great day today, and we'll talk to you again soon.